Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now, here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Well, hello, you fantastic bunch of smart people. I swear to God, man, I think about you out there listening to the show and I go, that is a brilliant bunch of folks out there, and I love it, man, I tell you. Once again, here we are at the Connection for Better Living, or the antidote for boring radio. Are we living as healthy as we should? I don't know. Michael, are you a vitamin taker?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to be discovering some stuff here in a moment here. I, the man of style, I am bored to my wits with politics. And I'm not sure what to do, but I think I come up with the right answer for it, and I want to share it with you guys. But I'm out of it. Seriously, this is not a political show at all. I mean, but periodically I can't help it but make certain comments. So that's it, man. Zip it. Done. When traveling, what do most people really think about? One thing is to buy the tickets and buy the bookings and all of that. But deep inside, what is it that people really want to get out of a trip? Because there are some changes coming in world travel, and we're going to be talking about that. The word foodie comes to people's mind really easily, but are we really foodies? What is a foodie? It's just more than a person that likes to eat, so we're going to be discovering that. Have you been watching the Olympics, Michael?
I have, yeah. I've been watching a lot of it here in the office. A lot of events I really haven't never seen before on the Olympics, like whitewater river rafting, slalom racing. What's that about?
Every Olympics, they try to add some kind of a novelty type thing, It's like for Winter Olympics, the same thing. I mean, they try to add. And some of them, I wondered how they qualify as sports, to be honest. Have you ever thought behind the idea of curling? They push that big weight down the ice and with a broom?
Yeah. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense to me because there's I guess that's like an historic, indigenous sport.
Is it?
Yeah, but some of the other stuff, like the rhythmic dancing and stuff, break dancing, I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I am, if I'm going to watch Olympics, I like to see more of the physical, or like going back to the original idea of the Olympics, the physical exertion of it.
Fighting to the death.
Yeah, well, let's use rubber tip lances, okay? We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-745-9090. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-745-9090. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-745-9090.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
All right. I have come to the conclusion that I, like many others out there, have become addicted to the make me feel good type of commercials. And I don't know, as I get older, as I got older, okay, not everybody gets older. As I got older, before that, I always relied on the fact that my metabolism was always good. I mean, I kept my weight well, I did everything. And then in 2001, two things happened. I went into the hospital because I had a kidney stone that beat the daylights out of me. And then I discovered through that event that I was diabetic. And right after the 9/11, this happened actually just before the 9/11 event. Right after, I had a blockage that required for me to have stents put in one of my arteries, you know. So all of a sudden, I started like really doubting my health and how to take care of it. I've always been very good at keeping the weight down and eating healthy, not overeating, staying away from fats. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and that type of stuff. But all of a sudden, now there's like, you don't have to get out of bed to be healthy. You just take a pill. You take fruits and vegetables, and you take something else to lower your blood pressure, your metabolism. You buy a cream to get the wrinkles off. If you want an active sex life, I mean, there's everything.
There's a pill for anything these days.
There is a pill for everything these days. You're absolutely correct. Now, I have fallen trapped to the fact that if there's something that, if I'm not like, I don't feel as sharp as I should, oh man, I got to get that El Sharpo pill there, you know. So, I mean, to the point that my wallet right now, every time I reach for it, she goes, no. She clenches, you know. And it's becoming expensive. Each time you go through one of these little guessing games, $70, $80, you know. So I've decided that, you know what, nature has a way of actually helping you live a very well-balanced life. What does it take? Exercise, a little bit of exercise. It doesn't take a whole lot, but maybe like a nice little walk periodically. Be careful what you eat. I mean, there are people who, because of many factors, get allergic to very strong, like garlic and onions and stuff like that. But there's alternatives. There's the white onions, there's shallots, that type of stuff. So you need to adjust your lifestyle and, you know, maybe take a one daily vitamin. That's it. But otherwise, it's like in my case, the diabetes, they give you medicines to keep it under control, but not to cure the problem. Well, I think that every problem that you may have is curable. I mean, if you let go of a cancer for too long, it takes over your body. That's bad, okay? But you need to be aware not to let it go that far. So you should always be in touch with your feelings and not be afraid to find out if you're feeling a little on the low side, find out why. It may be just as simple as the fact that you need more sleep or something, you know. So you do need to go back to nature. I grew up as a child in Costa Rica with my mom believing very strongly on homeopathic medicine, which is all natural. It takes a little bit of time to work its way into the system, but when it does, it's fantastic stuff. I mean, like seriously fantastic. So I want to recommend to people to, if you have something that requires a certain amount of medicine, then make sure that you talk to your doctor and have them tell you what the minimum of that medicine is, because sometimes if you don't complain, the doctors will adjust everything up and up and up and up to the point that you become very dependent on chemistry all of a sudden. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And, it also makes sure that you make aware your primary care physician if another doctor has prescribed you something else, because you definitely want to make sure that you're not having any sort of medications that conflict with one another.
Yeah, I have become a very firm believer that, I mean, I take fish oil and I take you name it. Okay, whatever vitamin I see that is beneficial, I'll buy it. Okay. And I'm deadly convinced that what has been happening is that I become very lackadaisical. And I think I have an overload of weird stuff in my body that doesn't know which one. I mean, I drink it, but I don't know if it's something that will calm me down and the other one perks me up. And so I don't know. I become aware of the fact that I'm not doing this completely right. So
yeah, and also, when it comes to pain management too, I see a lot of people, not only, out there in the world, but also in my own family that have been prescribed specifically some opiate-based painkillers, and they become dependent on that.
Oh, yeah.
And just because, it's legal and just because it's been prescribed by a doctor, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to take opiate-based painkillers every day. I mean, sometimes part of the part of aging is that you're going to have some pain.
Everything sometimes that you get prescribed is not exactly up to snuff, in my opinion, because if you are somebody that is always nervous and you need something to calm you down, they'll give you an anxiety pill. Those suckers are addictive, and then you cannot just cut them off all at once.
Yeah, and it's tough too, because for anxiety or for depression, there are medications available specifically for anxiety, because those that can become habit forming. But the alternative remedy for that is long-term talk therapy, and which is probably better for you overall. But because that actually takes time, that takes equal amount of money, if not more, probably more, because therapy is super expensive. Right. And also commitment, where you can just pop a Xanax and you lose that anxiety, but you're not dealing with the issues that actually cause the anxiety.
Yeah. In the next segment, we're going to be touch on the fact that I said before, that I'm done with politics, and there's a reason for it. And I think that for our own health, what we're going to be talking about in the next segment is actually very important for people who have anxieties and stuff like that, is to be able to talk to somebody that is a friend of yours, somebody that that's not going to be critical, but, supportive. So we'll be right back with more on how to reject politics.
ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 800-785-9618. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-785-9618 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 800-785-9618 right now to schedule your tax-deductible vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-785-9618 now.
No more mold, no more damage, no more outdated old bathroom, no more slipping and hurting, no more stress. Make your ordinary bathroom extraordinary for only $99 per month. New shower, new door, new tub, new wall, new anti-slip technology. Be stress-free. Call 800-973-5411. BCI Bath and Shower is made in America for the highest quality. Ask about our military and senior discounts. Your dream bathroom in as little as one day. First 50 callers save $1,500 on a never clear glass treated door. Call now for free premium color upgrades. 800-973-5411. Call BCI Bath and Shower, the leader in bathroom remodeling. Be smart, safe, and stay a step ahead of inflation with our interest-free financing options. Call 800-973-5411. Love your bathroom with free upgrades. Call 800-973-5411. 800-973-5411.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing and always need to stick your fingers to test your blood sugar. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. Apply a discrete sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger sticks. If you are living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes and you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you might be eligible for a CGM through your insurance benefits. U.S. Med partners with over 500 private insurance companies and Medicare. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill your insurance. Call us today for a free benefits check.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
Political rant number one. Take one. No. Fighting with friends, dear ones, over politics. Come on. It doesn't make anyone any good. It doesn't make anyone unique. This situation has become worldwide epidemic. So being engrossed in politics of one way or another only leads to violence, and because nothing ever seems to get fixed, no matter what, you know. I've decided that in my lifestyle, I appreciate my communication with friends. I love the idea of being able to have an open hand with people and discuss things in a rational manner. But I'm not going to lose a friend anymore, because I have to confess, I have lost many because of the fact of politics, okay? I don't mean to offend anybody, but I support who I support, and that it should be respected, as I respect who they support, okay? May not care about it, but I don't make a deal out of it. Maybe I do. I don't know. Behind the scenes, maybe these people get ticked off at me because I've said something that I shouldn't have. So I apologize for that. But in the meantime, I decided that the idea of politics is private to me. I will support as I see fit for me. I cannot go to war for people that I really truly don't know, or they don't know me per se. Okay, I like the politics of somebody. Fine. Not everybody has my own taste. So I think the best thing to do is just to kind of lay back, chill, leave politics out of the picture, of your social picture, and live happy. You say to that?
Yeah, I think that there's two problems here that are, more modern problems. The first one is that politicians have become demagogues, where I think before you could like a politician's policy positions because they more align with your policy positions, right. But maybe there's certain things you don't like. There's certain things you do like. You make an informed kind of decision about that. Now, it seems that on both sides, the candidate can do no wrong, and if you criticize a candidate, even that perhaps a candidate that you even support, that you would vote for, but be like, look, I really like candidate A, but I don't like candidate A's position on position A, and then everybody's like, ooh, heretic, burn the witch. Yeah. And the second part, and I'd like to know your thoughts on this, is Facebook. Facebook is the devil because it allows people to communicate their innermost thoughts for the whole world to see, but in a very kind of singular way. It's like people say stuff on Facebook that they would never to their whole friend group, because that's what Facebook is it connects people within your friend group. But people say stuff on Facebook that they'd never say at a dinner party or say, right. In small group communication. And so I'm interested, you talked about, losing friends due to politics. Was this mostly because of online stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I have that is actually the main peeve right there, is the fact that let's be very, very, very honest. I don't know how many friends you have in Facebook. I mean, 3,000, 4,000, whatever happens to be. I have 1,500, okay? Of those 1,500, I would say that maybe 200 in that area are some that I'm in constant communication.
People you actually know. Yeah.
People that I actually know. Yeah. People that I have met, shaking hands, the whole thing. But in many cases, I've been told by some of these 200 that I consider to be very close that I'm such a bag of excrement that they cannot be friends with me anymore. And I'm like, over what? Only because I support a certain party. That's it, So it doesn't make sense, because all I said was whatever, and they decided that I was a piece of crap, That's no good. That's no good. That has to stop. So no more politics on Facebook, no more politics on air, and we'll be right back.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. That's 800-559-4185.
These are the sounds of Columbo's Italian Steakhouse.
Look at this ribeye. Did you see that ribeye?
Fantastic. Incredible.
This is delicious.
Sausage and lentil soup, special today. Very, very good.
Look at this garlic bread. Best garlic bread I ever had.
And here's Vic Perino, owner and operator of Columbo's.
A lot of the Italian recipes are my uncle's own recipes. We have a lot of people coming back for his hand-rolled lasagna. We make it basically from scratch. I think ours is exceptional.
Here's Vic on what makes Columbo's different than any other Italian restaurant.
The other thing that sets us apart from other Italian restaurants is that we're an Italian steakhouse. We specialize in our steaks.
Plus, there's more.
They're coming for a lot of reasons to value. Their value per dollar that they're getting, plus coming into a neighborhood-friendly place. Sometimes we're actually accused of being the melting pot of Eagle Rock.
Columbo's in Eagle Rock on Colorado Boulevard, 323-254-9138. Mangia.
Attention real estate investors. Do you need cash immediately? If you own one or multiple rental properties, you can use your equity to get cash out fast. The best part is we don't need tax returns or even a good credit score. At America's Loan Source, we are not a bank and we don't have bank rules. We make the decisions to loan you money, and there's no limit how much we can give you. Some clients have gotten as much as $500,000 or more within days. Use the money any way you want. If you own one rental property or 100 and COVID has left you in a cash crunch, we can help you turn your equity into fast cash. Call now for details and close in as little as 10 days and get the cash you need. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. That's 800-353-1760.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free gift. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi, everyone. This is Ron Say. I played baseball for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Chicago Cubs, and Oakland A's. My Dodger teams won 4 National League pennants and a World Series. Now I am tackling a new challenge. I am hosting a new sports show called We'll See About That. We will look at the aspects of sports, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Plus, you will be able to get my honest opinions on the big stories of the day. Join me for We'll See About That, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Time right here on crntalk.com.
Welcome to the smart ways, people. By connecting CRN, all you ever need is right here. And I do recommend that people listen at 8 o'clock to my friend Michael Horn on his show of What Is It?
What's Cooking Today, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, Monday through Friday, replays throughout the day. Make sure to check it out.
There you are. See? So this is where it's at, baby. Let me tell you. Travel is such a magnificent thing to do, but are we doing it right? Are we overusing the spaces? Are we abusing the areas that we visit in a way? Well, I think it's really beginning to come to a head because Italy, Venice, by the area of Venice, is placing complete restrictions on tourism starting actually like 3 days ago. It went into effect October, it's coming up in October the 1st. No more unlimited size groups will be allowed, but only 25 persons per group. And the groups are not to be done all at the same time, because what was happening is that I understand that it's a popular place. I understand people want to see many things. But they were actually turning upside down the everyday quotidian way of the residents of Venice. And to the point where people with handicaps were not able to move around freely because of the crowd restrictions and whatnot. So the people from Venice decided to just take a leap of faith and restrict everything and hope that it doesn't really change too much. But that is not the only thing that happens. I have been a professional travel agent and guide now for 40 plus years. And I have to tell you one tiny little story that kind of assimilates this situation. I was in Guatemala some years ago, and one of the favorite places to go visit is Chichicastenango because it's a very, very old style city. It's very laid back, and it's very simple lifestyle that you get there. And there's a church called Santo Tomas, which is very, very interesting because it's a Catholic church that holds Catholic services, but pagan services at the same time. Okay? So you see on one side a priest holding the ceremony of Mass, and on the right next to him, just on the other side of one line and down the middle, is a shaman doing the same religious ceremony for his followers. Okay, so at the end of the ceremony, Mass, they come to the front of the church where there are 9 holy steps. And we explain this to people over and over and over, that when the shaman and when the priests are there, the 9 steps are to be respected because they are holy space. And we're dealing with the civilization that respects the traditional ways very much. But they want it for people to see it. That's why they present this ceremonies, you know. But what do we get? Even after we explain to our people, take your photographs, stay away from the 9 steps. No. The minute the shaman and the priest come out, there's always 1 or 2 that climb up the steps, put their arm around the shaman, put their arm around the priest, just so that other people can take photographs of it. And, you know, that sours the entire ceremony for the local people. They may not say anything because they figure that, you know, the government is telling them be nice because the dollars are coming in.
Yeah, that's the tension. I've been actually following this. Also similar, there's been some protests against tourism in Spain.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's this tension between the locals and, you know, the tourism industry because they realize, you know, this is, you know, our economy's lifeblood in some of these cities. But also, I mean, these locals are really getting tired of this kind of behavior.
And it's worldwide, okay, because I have to tell you, I'm from Costa Rica. Costa Rica today is one of the most traveled countries too, okay? Open, the whole thing. That openness has also created the want for people to move there because it's such an easy pace. More and more Americans, Australians, people with money have moved over there. And they buy these tracts of land and they build these condos and they build these villas. And what is happening is it has increased the value of property to the point that many Costa Ricans cannot afford to buy a home anymore. You know?
Well, yeah, and you see this too, you know, and what's happening in Maui right now too, where, you know, developers are coming in and buying all the land that burned in the fire. You're also seeing in cities like New York and here in Los Angeles, Chicago as well, as people are you know, they have condos there that they're just using as short-term Airbnb or Vrbo rentals, which then decreases the housing supply, which raises the housing prices, which leads to more homelessness.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what the solution would be, to be very honest. And I'm in the business, you know. But I have always been one proponent for where there are 100 agencies that specialize in moving a group of 200 people to Machu Picchu, you know. I say I could do all that stuff and more with 20 people at a time, spread out over every month, 20 people, you know, and I would do fantastic with that, you know. So, but some people think big just for the sake of big, not because big is better.
Yeah, there's also the economies of scale involved too, and that kind of stuff, where it's cheaper to travel, you know, just take 100 people than it is 20, just based off those economics.
Maybe so. Okay. Yeah. We'll be right back. Keep it simple.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-475-7125. 800-475-7125. That's 800-475-7125.
Attention diabetics and weight loss patients. Bob Paff here from Tort Defenders. Are you or a loved one suffering complications from Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Mounjaro, or Zepbound? These medications have been linked to serious gastrointestinal illnesses and other severe side effects leading to hospitalization or permanent injuries. If you've been hospitalized after taking these medications, you're not alone. We understand your pain and frustration and will stop at nothing to help you get the compensation you deserve for your suffering. If you've been diagnosed with gastroparesis, chronic vomiting, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, or experienced intestinal blockage requiring surgery, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the Ozempic helpline and find out immediately if you qualify. Get the justice you deserve. Call 888-288-LAW1 today for a free consultation. That's 888-288-LAW1. Time is limited to file, so don't wait. Call 888-288-LAW1 today.
So I'm a foodie.
Just real fast, Orlando, before we move into this next topic, can I want to offer a solution about what we discussed in this last segment about,
you bet,
you know, some of the issues that locals are having with tourists, and you know, we talked about how Italy and Spain, they're starting to make, you know, actual policy positions regarding that. Okay, so if you're going to travel, you know, Italy is the great example. Rome, especially, it's you know, it's a huge tourist trap, and you know, there's just you go there and it's everything. It's tourists running amok. They're not really, you know, being respectful of the environments. They're not being respectful of the history of the architecture. People are, you know, putting out their cigarettes on, like, you know, butt set on, like, you know, 2,000-year-old churches. Yeah. So I think you need to kind of shift the paradigm. You know what they should do? They should start arresting people. Because, for example, when I went to Singapore, I remember there was a famous story in the 90s about some punk kid who was in Singapore, and he was vandalizing some cars. Yeah. And they caned him.
Yeah.
Like, pretty seriously.
It was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I think that they need to kind of, you know, put that back into the mix, maybe in certain countries where tourism is getting kind of, you know, crazy. And also when I was traveling in Asia too, when I went to Cambodia, I'm like, all right, like this place is kind of lawless. Like I might want to really kind of behave myself here because I might end up like in some sort of like Vietnam era like POW camp.
Yeah.
And so I think, fear is a great motivator of, to alter one's behavior. And so I think they need to, if some, drunken American's making a fool of himself in Rome and like, give him 30 days in jail and just, set the precedent and set the deterrent.
Send some kind of a message to the fact that you're in our backyard and, but by the same token, again, we go back to the same thing that money sometimes is the corrupter, so something needs to be done though, because the world is too beautiful and it needs to be explored, and innocence should not pay for the lawless. Okay, so anyway, going back, am I a foodie or a wannabe foodie? Michael, are you a foodie or a wannabe foodie?
I don't like that term. I like food, but I'm not a foodie because most foodies are kind of annoying.
But what is a foodie in your terms?
A foodie to me is like somebody that's super snarky on Yelp. Somebody that's like, oh, you like, Panda Express? Oh, you don't know what real Chinese food is. It's like, yeah, I know what real Chinese food is, but I also like Panda Express.
Yeah. Well, a foodie is a person that can recommend a local restaurant, knows enough about a local restaurant, and gives several options of this menu that, based on the group that he's with or she is with, can say, I know you and you like X. This place has a great X for you. And it also has, in other words, if that person, that foodie, organizes a little group or is part of a group, they can actually help the entire group by bringing in information about the place. Okay? A foodie can tell you about restaurant and the use of local ingredients. A foodie can tell you what items are made fresh at a restaurant versus from frozen. A foodie doesn't need the waiter to explain how an item is cooked, sous vide or not, or fried or whatever. A foodie should be well versed on the cooking styles of the place to kind of help out and share information. A foodie is one that actually can suggest a good wine pairing for the topic of the meal that is being served at a place. So I would venture to say, instead of foodie, it could be a connoisseur, a food connoisseur, a local restaurant connoisseur, somebody that's a little bit, maybe foodie is just a little bit lax of a word, but I like it. I like the idea of learning more about food topics, to be able to speak more intelligent about what is what, So I love the idea of eating, but not overeating for the sake of just like gulping things out.
Yeah, I think foodies get also a bad name too, because I think there's a certain segment of foodies out there that are a little bit bourgeois about like, what they eat. We're like, oh, I would never eat there. Yeah. Or like, oh, I would only, go to a 3-star Michelin restaurant, not a 2-star Michelin restaurant. Mm-hmm. When, as you and I both know, that like, we've both had meals like that at 4-star restaurants, $600 dinners. We've both had dinners at hole in the walls that are just as good as your $600 dinner.
Well, you know what? The funny is, like, sometimes you go to one of these trucks in the street and the stuff is actually excellent, So, anyway. All right. Well, let's take a little bit of a break.
glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. 800-559-4185. That's 800-559-4185.
So, time flies when you're having fun. I got to tell you. So, we covered the idea of being a foodie. Michael doesn't like the word foodie. We cover. What?
I should. Yeah. No. To all the foodies out there, if you're offended, I apologize.
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong. Hey, we're in a democracy.
We are in a democracy. Yeah. I respect your right to be a foodie.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. I think that we have changed the English language so much to the fact that I guess a foodie used to be somebody who had great taste in food, so they just shorten it, you know.
And also, so usually most foodies before could cook, but now it seems like a lot of foodies just want to become influencers.
They just want to be critics.
Yeah, exactly.
Without really knowing exactly. But speaking of influencers, do you like influencers?
No, not particularly.
I mean, we are influencers.
We're doing it right now.
We are doing it right now. We talk about influencers. There are people who actually share good information without really asking for anything back. Now, an influencer today, they want to come over here and tell you about this restaurant, but they want the restaurant to pay and, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, the branded content is getting a bit much.
Right. So, the fact is that, listen, there's room for everything and everybody.
Oh, and if any brands want to come here and pay us to influence their products, reach out. We would love that.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. CRN has the reach for it.
Sure do.
Anyway, there's an old saying that says, money cannot buy you happiness, okay? Money cannot buy you happiness. You believe in that? Now, if you need to sulk about it and feel bad about it, you'll feel a lot better doing it inside of a Rolls Royce than on a bicycle. So remember that when you groan and moan about it.
It's a little bit easier to be happy inside your 10,000 square foot mansion than it is in your RV that's parked on the side of the road.
I know, especially one of these. Anyway, Olympics are going on. Some people are happy, some people are not. There's a lot of controversy. But then let me tell you, what isn't controversial in today's world today? I think the world is going through a big dynamic change where nobody seems to be in the right zone at the moment. Everybody wants to be somewhere else. Do you feel like...
Yeah, people believe what they want to believe too. There's been a lot of misinformation out this week and people just, if they want to get mad about something, even if the thing they're getting mad about is not true, they're still going to get mad about it.
People will argue just for the sake of arguing, the point is that nobody is willing to say, okay, let's talk about it. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's the biggest thing that annoys me is like for the whole misinformation thing. Like if you read something that's on Facebook and that's fake and then you repost it and you find out it's fake, take it down.
I know. Or apologize for it, even better, because you bring more awareness to the fact.
And you come out far more magnanimous. But like, look, I got duped. Sorry about this. Taking it down.
Yeah. Of course, if you do it 200 times, All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a great time. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.